With love and gratitude, I offer my prayerful pranams at the divine lotus feet of our dearest, loving, and omnipresent Lord Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We are all blessed and fortunate to be the contemporaries of this avatar of the age, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. He is not only the avatar of the age, he is the Purna avatar, not only Purna avatar, Paripurna avatar, with his full glories manifest, all the 16 kalas, all the 16 attributes of the Lord. So he came on this earth on November 23rd, 1926 to bless the humanity for the redemption of the mankind. He walks among us, he walks among all his creation, blessing us, showering his grace and love on all the creation. And finally, he decided to leave his physical form on April 24th, 2011 to transition into his formless reality. But still he is with us as our eternal companion. He assured us he will be with us wherever we are, whether we are in the sky or on the earth, or whether we are in the forest or in the town, wherever in the water, wherever you are, he is with us, guarding us, guiding us, and protecting us. He assured us he is inside us, around us, above us, below us, in front of us, behind us, watching like the eyelids are guarding the eye. So how do we express gratitude to this Lord who showered so much grace, blessing, love on all of us? The best way to express gratitude is to remember him, remember his story, practice his teachings, and participate in his work, in the divine mission. The Lord's Leelas, the Lord's story is unfathomable, mysterious, mind-boggling, and blissful. So this Lord who has come in this form has shown many Leelas. Swami gave a beautiful message on 20th of October 1961. He said, this is a very beautiful message for all of us to remember. When you listen to my story, you forget the story of the world and live only in my story, so that you do not have any particular story to relate to. The purpose of my story is to make you storyless. This is the beautiful message. So when we live in his story, we will forget everything and we live in bliss. This is called Sai Bhagavatam. It is recorded in many books like Professor Kasturi Satyam Shivam Sundaram, where the Leelas and the divine sports of Swami is recorded. That is why it's called Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Truth, goodness, and beauty. And similarly, they have many books which I have come across, written by many devotees around the world, so which talk about the divine sports and Leelas of the Lord. This itself is a spiritual practice. When done with sincerity and with love in the heart, this itself will take us to the realization of the Lord. So this is one of the important, beautiful spiritual practices. In this particular Leelas, one of the Leelas of the Lord is his miracles, wherein the Lord has cured many people of their incurable physical and mental illnesses, and he has made the lame walk, the blind see, and he has raised the dead to life. Miracles galore. These are amazing, astounding, and awesome and mind-boggling miracles. But these miracles, Swami himself said, are like visiting cards. They are just to experience glimpses of his divinities. This is only the first step in his fourfold path to spiritual realization. Fourfold path is, first is Chamatkar, second is Samskar, third is Paropakar, fourth is Sakshatkar. Chamatkar is the miracles that happen, Samskar is the transformation, and which leads to paropkar, which is the selfless service, and finally is sakshatkar, which is self-realization. But these miracles, Swami himself said, are like a mosquitoes and an elephant, huge elephant, in his huge, astounding divine mission. We should remember that. But what is the greatest miracle? As I said, that his miracle is more than curing illness, is transformation of the heart. And many people have been transformed, and it is the experience of all of us when we meet the devotees. The transformation of the heart manifests as being more loving, more kind, and selfless. And another aspect of this is talking softly and sweetly, and also having a cheerful attitude, and be happy in all circumstances, praising the Lord. And most importantly, not to have any negative qualities. That is, not to find faults with others, not criticize others, and not insult others. Because Swami warned us beautifully, he gave the formula, Sarva Jiva Namaskaram Keshavam Pratigacchati. Sarva Jiva Tiraskaram Keshavam Pratigacchati. Whatever praise and adoration we give to people, it goes to the Lord. And similarly, whatever criticism, insult, and harm we do to people, it goes to the Lord also. So we should always be careful in our thought, words, and deed, so that we are always loving and kind to all beings. So this next step, once we have the transformation of the heart, we should dive deep into the teachings of Swami, his message. Swami's life is his message, and his message is love. Swami's life, his message, and his humanitarian works can all be enshrined in one word, that is love. That's why Swami often says, God is love is God, live in love. And he often says, start the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love, and this is the way to God. So also he says, love is the source, love is the path, and love is the goal of our human life. Swami, in his infinite kindness and compassion, has given more than 3,000 divine discourses. And he has written many articles. He has even written many letters to many devotees how to have for their own spiritual upliftment. And the writings he has written in the articles which came in Sanatana Sarathi, they all came as many Vahini series. And these Vahini series are the treasure house of spiritual knowledge. They are catered to the needs of spiritual seekers of various types. For example, this Swami's Prema Vahini, Dhyana Vahini, Dharma Vahini, Vidya Vahini tell us how to lead a daily life filled with love, based on dharma, and also practicing the human values. And Swami wrote a beautiful two Vahinis. One is Bhagavata Vahini and Ramakatha Rasavahini. The beautiful expositions on the divine sports, the Leelas, and the message of Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. These are almost like autobiographies of the Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, because they are related by Lord Sai Rama and Lord Sai Krishna himself. And then there are Swami's Vahini series, which talk about the highest Advaitic knowledge, that is the monism, which talks about the oneness of all creation, the same divinity existing in everywhere, in everything ever. That is related in these three Vahinis. One is Gita Vahini, where it gives a commentary on Gita, and then Upanishad Vahini, the commentaries on the greatest Upanishads, and the Sutra Vahini on the exposition on Brahma Sutras. So diving deep, it makes us very clear the greatest Advaitic knowledge. Swami is a wonderful teacher. He is not only a universal teacher, but he comes down the level of the common man. His message is universal and eternal, but it makes it very practical. Even simple people can understand. Swami not only has conveyed this message through his discourses, through his writings, through his letters, but also certain practical gestures. So I was fortunate to be around Swami to learn the divine lessons just through the simple handkerchief. Swami often uses the handkerchief, but also to drive the divine lessons. The first one, Swami says, handkerchief is white, but with time it gets dirty. So then when you give it to the cleaners, it comes back pure and white. Similarly, our heart is always pure and clean. But as it develops these negative tendencies, it gets dirty. And when we come to the Lord and practice His teachings, get rid of the impurity, it gets back His original purity. That is, getting rid of the impurities gives us the purity. Second lesson Swami said beautifully is, the handkerchief is white, but you dip in red water, it becomes red. Blue, it becomes blue. Green, it becomes green. So it assumes the color in which you dip. Similarly, the mind, which is pure, you dip it in the worldly matter, sense enjoyments, it takes the same color. Similarly, if you are intoxicated with the divine thoughts, divine words, divine actions, it assumes the divine form. As you think, so you become. That is why Swami warned us, dust if you think, dust you become. God you think, God you become. So we need to affirm our divinity and live in that consciousness. This is the another lesson. Another lesson is Swami one time showed us, what is this? We said, piece of cloth. When he showed the whole thing, what is this? This is a handkerchief. Similarly, most of our knowledge is partial, not total. But when we really live with divinity, you'll get the total awareness. That is what Swami calls CIA, constant integrated awareness, prajna, that is called. And another lesson Swami has said in handkerchief is, what is handkerchief? It is a cloth made up of threads. You take each thread, you can easily break it without any effort. But the same things, these threads together become a cloth, and you try to break it, you cannot. Similarly, Swami says that unity is important. When we are united, we become strong. And finally, another beautiful lesson Swami said is, from the cotton comes what? Threads. And from threads come the cloth. So this cloth is made up of the threads, which the threads come from cotton. But they're all the same. Cotton, threads, and the cloth is the same, but the manifestation is different. Similarly, in the world, we come across nature, Prakriti, the embodied being Jiva, and the God, Supreme. So all as manifestations are the same. What all exists is divinity. So see the oneness in all these things. That is the wonderful practical messages Swami just could convey just with the help of the handkerchief. That is why he is the master of masters, guru of gurus. But then Swami made it very practical how to implement this in our life. He showed us his work. Swami's work is his divine mission. Swami has given opportunity to be part of his divine mission, and we need to grab it and make the best of it. Swami has said, many are called, few are chosen. Swami has been preparing us for many incarnations to be instrument of his love and take part in the divine mission. Let us make the best use of this opportunity. Swami has established many institutions which never happened in the history of mankind during the lifetime of an avatar. Swami established the educational institutions in India, where he started from primary school to the doctoral education is given completely free, where the emphasis is not only on academic excellence but also on the character development. Swami wanted an all-round personality. He emphasizes his students to have all-round development, physical, intellectual, and spiritual. So based on this, we have established many Sathya Sai institutes, Sathya Sai schools, and human value education programs around the world, giving value-based education. Similarly, we have various medical institutions which were started by Swami, starting from a general hospital which has sprawled into many super specialty hospitals where primary to the tertiary medical care, including cardiac surgery and neurosurgery, is given completely free of cost with emphasis on love and compassion. So it is a comprehensive health care. That's why we call that temples of healing, where the body, mind, and spirit are taken care of. And inspired by this, around the world, we have many medical camps, medical clinics, mobile clinics, wherein we offer the health services to the needy people. Millions of patients were served over the last 6 decades by these dedicated healthcare professionals. Similarly, we have various humanitarian service projects started by Swami, providing drinking water to millions of needy people in India. Inspired by this, we have various drinking water projects in Africa, in Haiti, in El Salvador, Indonesia, and various parts of the world. And also we have various disaster relief. Whenever people are hit with natural disasters, we have where we provide the food, the shelter, the water, and the medical services, which is ongoing in Haiti, in Nepal, Ecuador, Philippines, and many parts of the world. This is an opportunity to participate in this wonderful work. And finally, most importantly, Swami established a Sai organization. He was kind to lend his name to this organization, which was started in India and also world over, where in more than 120 countries we have these members of this organization who are involved in this work, where the emphasis is realizing one's innate divinity and make our brothers and sisters also realize this innate divinity. So brothers and sisters, let us make best use of this opportunity to participate in any of this work, educational, medical, humanitarian, or organization work, and let us sanctify our life. Finally, I want to conclude with the important message. The purpose of all this is two. One is purity, and second is unity. Swami said in very beautiful words that unity is divinity and purity is enlightenment. All the spiritual practices we do, whether it is devotional singing, whether it is study circles, whether doing service programs or self-inquiry, the whole purpose is to get rid of our ignorance and illusion so that we experience that purity, we have that purity. Once we are pure, Swami says that is enlightenment. We are enlightened. The very minute we are pure, we are enlightened. And that's why Lord Jesus has said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And the other aspect is unity. Swami has said, unity is divinity. Unity at the level, individual level, where we practice harmony of thought and word and deed. And then unity at the family level, unity at the work level, unity of faiths, unity in the community, unity in the nation, finally unity in the creation. So once we practice this unity, then we'll experience divinity. What is the divinity? You see only oneness, nothing else. Swami says, in every cell, in every atom, and at every moment, you feel there is only one thing that exists, that is divinity itself. Then you will experience these two. Swami says there are two Mahavakyas. One is Tattvamasi. The Lord, the scriptures say, you are that Brahman. When you practice these spiritual practices, like listening his stories and practicing his teachings and participating in mission, we finally realize the highest truth. What is that? Aham Brahmasmi. I am that supreme Brahman. We will realize that by his grace. Now, I want to conclude with my prayers to Swami to bless all of us with pure, unconditional divine love, absolute, unwavering, steady, and one-pointed faith, and opportunity to serve selflessly forever. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.